Hello everyone, and welcome to Jumper Man Tech, where we specialize in HVAC but do everything DIY. And today we have an emergency service call for a walk-in refrigerator that is currently at 70 degrees. Thank you to everyone tuning into Jumper Man Tech. We have a walk-in refrigerator that is currently at 70 degrees. We definitely have a problem. This is quite a large refrigerator here. So we have a 3-fan blower. Let's just start with the basics. All 3 fans are running. We actually have a Rainco digital thermostat here. The sensor is over there. That's super sloppy. Alright, looks like they got everything out of here except for like some basic stuff. Stuff like this can, honestly, I see outside on the refrigerator, that's fine. Oh boy, what is going on? Suction line here. Yeah, I don't think anything's going on. Alright, so we are back up here where this condensing unit is in the dungeons. Anyways, I have worked on this a long time ago. I actually changed this contactor and put in this defrost clock. It's the only thing that looks fresh here. The rest of everything is missing. So this is actually a water-cooled condenser. If we look back there, you can see we have the water regulating valve. Where is the condenser? It's this tiny little circular piece right there. Very small. Decent sized compressor. Sounds like water is passing through. Okay. Got a port here for refrigerant. That is going to be our suction line. Is this thing actually in use? Oh my god, that thing looks insane. It is in use. Right here, this right here, those two. Oh my lord. Alright, what about the high side? Where is that going to? This is low side, high side. Oh, right in front of my face. Oh gosh, this thing is ugly. Oh man. So there's actually a disconnect over there. Do we even have power coming in here? There's somewhere I can put this light. It's gonna be a bit of a dark one. Alright. So we even have power, man. So this thing is all sorts of jacked up. Volts, AC. Power comes out from the top here. And these is very thick wires. I don't see anything burnt, nothing, you know, on my way. 208 from 1 to 2. 208 from 1 to 3. And 208 from 2 to 3. Okay. Time is a little bit off by 2 hours, but there was daylight savings that would throw you off an hour, and then it's off an hour. We got power. What's this? This little crankcase heater. I mean, that's already open. Did we lose refrigerant? Is this pressure control holding us out? Let's see. I guess I can go right there. Let's go between the two. There's power there. Between the two. That means this thing went off on pressure. Tripped on pressure. The pressure control is holding us out. Let's see, set Fahrenheit. Somebody messed with this because I looked at this and it was actually in Celsius. S1, so you only want 66 degrees. Fahrenheit, S1, wait, 86. You want this thing at 86 degrees? Well, no wonder it's not gonna come on differential too. Alright, hold on a second. Somebody screwed this up. Let me get this manual again. Pretty sure S1 is the set point you want. Differential 2. And then you got, that's the heating set point. All right, let's get the manual for this for a second. All right, I got the manual here. Let's click set F. You can change from F or C. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. When you want Fahrenheit, right? C is Celsius. We're gonna click set. S1 is the set point temperature. 86 degrees, man. 86 degrees. How can it ever even turn on? Let's bring that down. This is a refrigerator, man. Bring that down. 86 degrees, bro. Who was here? I told him I couldn't come yesterday. I was out of state. I was actually in Texas, guys. So I'm out here in New York, but I was in Texas. Life was good for a few days. All right, set to 36 degrees. Differential, set up 2. Let's put it at 3. Set. Then it says H1. Cooling or heating mode. Nah, man. We want cooling. Set. And that is 66 degrees inside here. That's what this sensor's reading. Let's see if anything changes. All right, so somebody was definitely messing with that thermostat. They don't know what they were doing. They were just mashing buttons. That's not cool. But I can tell you something right here. Schrader valve. There's no, you know, service valve. You guys can see that on my phone. This thing is completely out of refrigerant. The pressure control is holding you out. It wasn't getting the call before because the settings were wrong, but the pressure control is holding us out. Oh boy, this looks like a fun day. I'm gonna need some nitro. Got my nitro tank here with the regulator. Got a pair of gauges hooked up. We're gonna pressurize the system. I turned off the power also for this blower here. When I want to open up these covers, see if there's a solenoid in here, expansion valve. But look at this refrigerant piping. Okay, it does not look good. Also, look at all these boxes all in the way of this. That could be a problem. Look at it, it's all torn up. I mean, this leak can be anywhere. So Christian's gonna be in here. Come through, man. Yep. Let's take off those covers over there.
Got it.
And keep an eye out and keep an ear out while I pressurize over there. You're gonna be over here checking, and I'm gonna be checking over there by the condensing unit. So let's open this up.
Of course.
All right, sometimes you just gotta open your eyes and your ears. So right now, if you look on the bottom there, there's a wet stain. This thing hasn't condensated in a while. That's gotta be oil. Also, look, if you see these like little markings, let's see. Looks like oil splashed out of there. You see it's like green? There was dye here before. And look at this cap. Oh, look at that. That's the leak right there. Look at this thing. This cap actually cracked. It cracked. And there is a Schrader valve inside there. Oh man, please, I hope this is the leak. This is actually gonna be sort of an easy fix. All right, my nitro tank is open. I'm using the low side gauge. These gauges are actually broken like the manual gauges, but I have a tease here so I can attach my digital. So I'm actually attached to the high side right now. Well, really this one's broken. This one's all right. I'm filling it up. Chris, you hear anything? Let's see what's going on. That thing clearly cracked. Yep, it's leaking. The Schrader valve is leaking. We lost oil. The valve, they had a cap on there, but because the cap cracked, everything started leaking out. Let's spray some of this. Micro leak detector. There you go. Oh yeah. All right, let's see that. See that? Oh yeah. The Schrader valve is bad. Let me see something. What about around the fitting? Schrader valve must have been leaking for so long. at some point it just broke through the freaking cap. I've never seen a cracked cap before, in all honesty. Drop a comment below if you've seen a cracked cap. I personally haven't. All right. Okay, gotta change that. All right, so I have a valve core removal tool. This is not gonna fit at an angle. I got one of these little caps. I think there's still some pressure in here, to be honest with you. All right, yeah. This Schrader valve is done. I can see it. You know what? Might need to open the lines and maybe blow some pressure out of there as well. I took off the solenoid valve here. That thing looks like junk. Let's go through. I got a solenoid magnet. So this was restricting us, so that's why this manually opens up the solenoid, because I saw there's actually still pressure in the system. All right. Thing is, there's like a little piece that's like over here that's looks like it's missing from here. Did it get stuck in the system? You know, that could be a serious problem. I hope not. Anyways, here's the new Schrader valve. Just gonna push that in. And yes, you need a special tool like this or like this. To tighten it up. So we're gonna tighten this one up. Okay. You're gonna feel it start to seat right there, and we should be good. All right, let's charge this thing up, make sure that thing is not leaking. Then I got a brand new filter dryer. We're gonna braze that in. All right. Everything is looking good here now. Nothing's leaking. Perfect. So we had about 250 pounds of pressure. Yeah, we're all right. So now, let's see. I would change the Schrader valve in here, and in here my gauge is connected to, and actually right down there there's another one. I would change all of those while we have the system open. Here's the filter dryer. I'm gonna cut this out, sand it down, and brazen my new one. All right, guys. So instead of brazing this thing off, I'm actually just gonna cut it. But I'm gonna sand my connections first, so we don't get anything in these pipes. I'll cut it, fit in my new dryer, run nitro through the system, braze it up. Anytime the system has been exposed to moisture, or anytime you open it where basically it's exposed to moisture, you want to change that filter dryer for sure. This is a 1/2" OD filter dryer. This might be a little bit hard to see, but hopefully the angles are right. It's a tight spot, but basically I sanded everything down, and I'm gonna cut this thing out of the way. One thing to pay attention to when you're changing a dryer is the direction. In this system, there's one direction, and that's gonna be always following down your liquid line and going into your expansion valve, right? You gotta learn the refrigeration cycle. If it's a heat pump, it's a bi-directional filter dryer. There's arrows that go both ways. In that case, it doesn't matter which way you put it, but this side, yes it does. So let's cut this thing out and fit in the new one. All right, I was actually able to pull back on this pipe a little bit to where I don't need any extra fittings. Right there, everything is sanded down, nice and clean. And we're gonna use wet rag, which is heat blocking putty. You see how this is all burnt up over here? They went crazy. Super ugly fittings too. But yeah, they burned the heck out of this thing. If you put this around there, nothing's gonna melt, and you'll see. And I'm gonna take out these Schrader valves, and what I'm gonna do is leave them open. So I run nitro through the system. I'm gonna push it in through this side, the high side, which is right here, so we know we're getting nitro here, and it should come out this suction line here. And now we know we're cycling nitro, so we don't have any carbon buildup, which I'm sure it probably has it in the system. Good thing to change this filter dryer. You can tell by the sloppy work here. And we should be okay. Man, this unit seriously needs some love. This suction line should be insulated and not with electrical tape. Alright, so I'm just going to use this, part of my valve core removal tool. And use this to pull out the Schrader valve. You might hear me say pin. Well, when I say that, I mean the Schrader valve. Right there, this thing right here. Okay? That looks all gunked up as well, and there's green stuff on it. So I know there was a leak in here at some point, and they put in a dye. And it was the color green, fluorescent green. Got my nitro tank here. And I have the special regulator on top of this regulator so I can run nitro through the system. So it's coming in through the high side. Hear that? So now it's passing through the system. We got nitro flowing. Got my heat cream on there. Let's raise it up. Smoke alarms are off. Alright, got myself a mirror here. Just gonna go over and check my connections if everything looks good. We're gonna change the Schrader valves and charge everything with nitro and double check our new connections. Alright, everything is looking good so far. So anywhere where there's Schrader valves, just in general, I like to do this, considering we found one already messed up. It would be smart. Why doesn't this go in nicely? Okay, that's good. Anywhere the Schrader valves, you open the system, it's good to change. Those things are a pain to change with that valve core removal tool, to be honest with you, when there's already refrigerant in the system. So I'm just gonna change these all up and leak test once again. All right, we're charging with nitro, and we are going to check our new connections. All right, everything is looking good. Look at the difference of that and that. It even melt the sticker off. A little bit came off because I wiped it with a wet rag because of the ink, but nothing burnt. That's the way you do things. You want to use stuff like that on sensitive components like filter dryers, sight glasses, solenoid valves, expansion valves, or whatever. Anyways, that looks good. Nothing's leaking. Got all new Schrader valves. Let's also put new refrigerant caps, and let's put this thing in a vacuum. All right, I wiped down the compressor and all these different things. Made a little bit of space here, cleaned it up, make it a little bit better. Gosh, that looks horrible, but it is what it is. Right now I'm pulling a vacuum on the system. Got a micron gauge over here. It's a new one by Navic. Looks like I need to charge these batteries. But anyways, let's go ahead and run this thing in the vacuum. This would be a good time to take lunch. And I was thinking about updating some components like the thermostat and the solenoid valve. Everybody's messing around in there, and then you could actually lock those thermostats so nobody touches it. Come on, who's setting that thing to full? Is it 86 degrees? Come on now. All right, show me the microns. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Coming down quick. That's what you want to see. All right. That's a beautiful thing right there. 644 microns and dropping. That is looking good. Pulled out that old solenoid. That thing is done. I'm gonna give a new one inside there. At the same time, I got Christian cleaning over here, and I'm getting rid of that old thermostat. This thing, I mean, look at the sensor on this thing. Gross. All the connections were rusted. This thing was like cracked open. Oh, no good. That's a new one on there. Also, I made a hole in here So it actually comes out the back. Just gotta mount the sensor. But that's a lot neater instead of having a wire running through. Everything already looks a lot cleaner. Oh man, that's great. So while it's in a vacuum, we're just updating a couple things. Gotta do a little something here. Look at the outlet of this pump. It's crimped. Look, got an extension cord here. That pump is not even plugged in. What is going on here? This thing is going on a roller coaster ride. I should have just straightened that out with some tie wraps or something. And I want to recommend they rebuild this. And look at that, PVC in New York City. I don't think so. It ain't perfect, but listen, it's alongside pipes. Unreal. Man, I really want to get a cover on here. Like, what is going on here? Jeez, man. Look at this. They insulated the wires coming in. Foam tape. Come on, man. What? Who did this? Almost at 500 microns. Oh, I like that. That I do like. New solenoid valve with connections actually inside the electrical compartment. I like that too. Just cleaning up in here. Everything's nice and clean. Brush down the coil, all that good stuff. Power's back on just for the blower. Let's go ahead and set this. Set Fahrenheit. Right, you can change from Celsius to Fahrenheit. Set S1. What temperature do we want it? Let's bring that down. Let's say 36. Set differential 3 or 4 degrees, so we range between 36 and 40. Let's see that. Let's see how it goes. C1. Heating, cooling, right? We're cooling. D1 is a time delay. No time delay. Set. I just heard a click, and I believe that solenoid just kicked in. Alright guys, that's refrigerant 4048. Doesn't say on the compressor, but I looked at the model number on Google, and that's how I found it. I got it on a scale right now. I honestly don't know how much refrigerant was in here because we found it empty. So we're going to use a scale for some reference for the future. Got my digital probes here. Got my temperature probes there. We can charge this based on superheat and subcooling, but let's go ahead. I already purged this line. Got the air out of the hose. Let's go ahead and start adding some refrigerant. And let's see what we could do. Hopefully this thing actually starts from here. Alright, the pressure's going up. When the machine is off, I charge through the high side. And when the compressor is running, I charge through the low side. The tank is upside down, so we're charging liquid refrigerant. Thermostat is calling, so our solenoid valve must be energized. And it should be letting refrigerant through the entire system. Let's go ahead and see what happens. Pray for this one. Got the Field Piece app open, so we're watching pressures, temperatures. I have it set for refrigerant 404A. We're reading superheat, subcooling. This temperature might be a little off. Okay, it's coming back to normal. Maybe because I added refrigerant, it got cold. Anyways, I got it on the suction line and the liquid line. All right, just flip the switch. Let's see what happens. I don't think this temperature is right. But we also have a sight glass, and you want that sight glass to be clear. So let's give it a chance, and we'll make the proper adjustments if we need to. We can also adjust our water regulating valve. I got my wrench handy. The valve is right there where my index finger is. I did make a video on how to adjust that. And let's go ahead and see what happens. That sight glass is super handy right now. See that sight glass now? Nice and clear. Added some refrigerant. You know you're good. I got the old school thermometer right here. Nice and cold, baby. All right, guys, things are looking more normal now. Got 15 degrees superheat. I don't know, it's fluctuating a little bit. Subcooling's a bit low. My suction line is cold. My sight glass is pretty much clear. Nothing is freezing up. And temperatures are starting to calm down. All right, guys, it's looking good. We just got to get this set up properly. We're already at 40 degrees and dropping, and we're looking to be all right. Definitely need to insulate that suction line and do a couple touch-ups. Also, the sensing bolt for the TXV is not insulated. Maybe redo the drain line with a new condensate pump, reroute that, just make everything a lot neater. But it's looking good right now. All right, we are sensing 39 degrees in here. Everything is nice and clean. We're back up and running, fixed that leak, and that's a beautiful thing right there. If anyone found this video interesting or helpful, please drop a like, comment, and subscribe as I come out with new videos every week. And I'll catch you all next time.